Hello, welcome to Racecraft again. This time we've got a Mercedes edition for you. No V8 Sigma, so this is about as far from V8 Sigma as you can get. What we're going to do is make up a harness to lift the hard top off. So the long-term plan is to put a winch up in the ceiling cavity and have a rope come down and be able to lift the hard top off, so it can be a one-person operation. And once the hard top's off and up against the ceiling, it can stay there. So it also acts as storage. Now, I have seen on YouTube guys buying what's called a Fritzi harness, but they're pretty expensive, especially by the time you pay the exchange rate and get them to Australia. They are really expensive. So we're going to do it a little bit on the cheap side and just use an old seat belt. So that's the plan. We'll make some hooks to hook up underneath and then see how we go using a seat belt. So what I've done is folded up some aluminium to make little hooks that'll hook up underneath the hard top. That's what it starts off like. Then I just shaped them up just so they'd look a little bit nicer, and then glued some rubber in there. So when it goes up under the hard top, it's not going to damage anything. That then will bolt onto the original seat belt, onto that original mounting. And because these have got adjusters on them, we should be able to clip it on, pull the adjustment up and pull it nice and tight. So there'll be two straps, one going backwards and forwards, obviously one sideways, and then the hook where the two belts cross over each other. So we'll get that part made up, give you a look at it. So I've got my seatbelt harness all made up here. I've put the hooks onto the ends of the seatbelt, just bolt them into the original mounting. We've got our adjuster there, so we'll be able to pull it tight, and that's our lift point. So there's a D-shackle on here now, don't take any notice of that. That's just so we can hook it up to the engine crane and see how it lifts. So I've got the hard top sitting on the floor here, worked out where the balance point is. So we're going to put this on now, hook the engine crane up to it, lift it up, and make sure that it hangs nice and straight. So I've got my homemade seatbelt harness sitting on the soft top here. Sorry, the hard top. And that's the adjuster there, the original seatbelt adjuster, and that actually works quite well. That pulls up nice and tight. So I'll bring the engine crane in now, hook it onto there, and hopefully it'll lift it nice and straight. Got it all hooked up. We'll raise it up now. That's pretty good. That's pretty straight. Hangs really nicely. Straps are clear of everything. Nothing's going to damage anything. I think we can call that a success. So now, got to do the hard part. Put the winch up inside the ceiling. So next part of the video, we'll be doing just that. I'm up inside the ceiling cavity. This is how the motor's mounted. It's simply bolted up to the roof trusses, a piece of pipe. It's got a flange on each end with a couple of bolts to hold it up, and then 3 holes going down through the ceiling itself. The center one is for the safety switch or limit switch, which stops the pulley from being able to come up too high and pull itself through the ceiling. Well, this is genuinely the first attempt at lifting the hard top off with our winch now that it's all put in there. So first thing I'm going to do is attach our not Fritzi harness. This is the harness that I made out of old seat belts. So I've got to start putting that on. Just go around the other side. Now, as I said in part of the other video, so we left the adjusters on here So we can just, whoops, we can just pull it up tight. So pull that one up tight, pull that one up tight. Already got it lifted up off the car, so to speak. So this is it. This is the first time. So I'm going to take this really easy. I'd say that's a success. Plenty of room to drive out underneath. They can stay up there, they can be in storage space when it's not being used. So I'd say that's been a 100% success. I guess the last part of the test is to see if I can drive out. I'll probably end up having to pull that away, but that is so close to clearing the roof. I'm going to get in and I'm going to back the car out and just see whether it does actually clear the roof. Well, I'll be the first one to admit that that is absolutely a sheer fluke, but I'll take it. Alright, so I guess the second half of the test is to bring it down and see how it goes into position. Down slowly. Fairly well lined up. That's it. Looks like it's in position. I think it is. Alright. Then all I have to do is take the harness off, click it on, and it's done. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That's worked out really well. So thank you all for viewing in.